I use 5 finance apps that save me thousands of dollars every year, and one of them even helped me stop getting scammed in Thailand. Today we'll be diving into each of these finance apps that make managing your money so much easier. I'll be going through the budgeting app that I built, the investing app that I use, and even an app that's hiding in your phone that you probably don't use yet but should. This video is general advice only and not personal financial advice. You can read my full financial services guide in the description. So the first app is Billroo, which is the budgeting app that I've built with my team. And our mobile app has just launched on the app stores. I know I'm a bit biased because I've been working on this app for the past few years, but I genuinely believe that this app has changed my spending habits for the better. And it's really helped me be more mindful about where my money is going and where it's coming from as well. This is my screen time for the past week, and you can actually see that Billroo is one of my most used apps. I use it more than the message app and my mail app, and it's also an app that I don't feel bad about using often because it helps me be more mindful about where my money is going. So this is what Billroo is like to use. As you can see here, you can scroll through and you can see how much you made, how much you spent, your total savings, investments, and debt paid. It's really helpful for getting a full picture of where your finances are going. And something that I love using is actually this little filter, which I can see a year to date, so I can see my full year of spending in review. It's really satisfying to actually see where your money is going over a yearly basis, just really quickly through the app. I used to use spreadsheets to do my budgeting and track my expenses, but something that I found was missing was connecting to your bank accounts. Billroo allows you to connect to your bank account securely through open banking. Open banking is a government-backed initiative which basically gives apps like Billroo access to your banking information without you having to put in your username and password for your banking apps. In the past, some budgeting tools would ask you to put in your username and password, and then they would scrape all of your transaction history. But as you can imagine, it can be quite risky to put in your bank ID and password just in case hackers hack that app and get access to that information. So that's the reason why we've chosen open banking instead, because you don't have to put in any of your passwords. So it's a lot safer to use from a security perspective. Another really handy thing that I love using is adding a manual transaction. I can do it really easily through the Billroo app. I just go here, add manually, and here I can put in, say, let's say for example, I sold something on Marketplace for $20. And there you go, now it's come up into my transactions. The Billroo app has been amazing for tracking cash transactions because I feel like a lot of the time we miss out on those things, and cash transactions can be quite meaningful. As you can see from my year in review, Facebook Marketplace actually accounts for $5,705 in income from this past year, which is crazy. I never would have realized we made that much money from selling things on Marketplace. So it's really satisfying to see where your money comes from and where it's going, so you can make improvements to increase your income streams and also decrease your unnecessary expenses and expenses that don't bring you value. I was also really interested to find out in Billroo that the last year I've invested about 30% of my pay, which is something that I'm really happy about, especially considering we had to pay for the wedding and we also had a pretty big tax bill this year. So it's really satisfying to see that when I know where all of our money is going and when we're more mindful about how we're spending our money, we can actually make room for the things that are important to us and also necessary expenses and also our investments as well. Something that I felt was really necessary when we started creating Billroo was being able to put in your own custom categories. So you can create custom categories about anything that you want so that you can easily track where your money is coming from and where it's going. Some custom categories that I have are childcare and baby because we have a baby and I wanted to see how much we were spending on childcare and baby things. If you have a pet, you could even set up a pet category. I also have a category for beauty related things, and Pablo has started playing paddle, so we have a category that tracks how much he's spending on paddle things. I guess the reason why we wanted to create this was because we wanted it to have the same kind of look and feel that a budgeting spreadsheet would, with all of that customization, but at the same time giving you all of the automations that an app has with open banking and just making things seamless in the back end for you to recategorize transactions. Another feature that I really love about Billroo is the AI assistant, As you can see here, you can ask it pretty much anything related to how you're spending your money. I can ask it things, for example, like what are my biggest expenses? And as you can see here, for this month, it's been the wedding, our investment property, and childcare. But of course, we're only halfway through the month, so these categories will probably change. Something else I really love doing with the AI is creating my own kind of like Spotify spending Wrapped for the year. I'll show you exactly how it works. Can you please give me a Spotify Wrapped style Billroo spending and investments and savings for the year, just to see my year in review, please? Thank you. Oh, this is so funny. When I was doing the voice note, it wrote rap as in R-A-P instead of W-R-A-P. So now it's kind of like wrapped my spending, but let me do that again. Okay, I'm not gonna try to be clever and use the voice function. So as we can see, my biggest expenses this year was the wedding, mortgage, and tax, because I did have a tax bill from last year that I needed to pay. But at the same time, I still was able to invest a lot and was still able to spend money on the things that are important. The AI even gave me this cute little spending personality. Based on your year, you're a big picture investor. You prioritize long-term wealth building, hello shares, and investment property. You're not afraid to spend on life's big moments, that wedding though, and you keep the essentials under control like mortgage, childcare, groceries, all tracking well. You've got multiple income streams working for you. Side note, I will say though, we haven't had the wedding yet, so I'll keep you posted on whether I think it was actually worth it or not, but it was something that Pablo and I wanted to do eventually. We wanted to do the wedding after having some other big milestones like starting a business, which is launching our Billroo app, having a baby, and basically being able to invest more and travel the world. The pricing for Billroo is $9.90 per month or $98.99 for a year. But we also have a 14-day free trial. We release new features every week, and there's actually a public roadmap where you can actually vote on the features that you want to see next. Having a mobile app for Billroo was one of our most requested features, and that's the reason we have it today. So your feedback honestly means the world to us to help keep improving this tool and making it even better. And if you would like to try Billroo for yourself, I've got a link in the description below where you can get a 14-day free trial. The next app is ShopBack. ShopBack is honestly one of those apps that feels like a no-brainer to use and kind of feels like it's too good to be true, because you can literally get paid for shopping the way that you normally would. The way that it works is super simple. You just download the ShopBack app, or you can also download the ShopBack Chrome extension. And then whenever you're looking to buy something, you basically type in the store that you want to purchase something from. Through the ShopBack app, you simply click through and then you're able to receive some cash back on your purchase. The price that you pay is exactly the same whether you use ShopBack or not. But the great part is you can literally get cash back from using ShopBack. The way that it works is basically ShopBack earns an affiliate commission for every user that goes through their platform and purchases something on an external website. The shops basically pay ShopBack for bringing people to their site, and then you get some cash back from ShopBack for making that purchase as well. They basically give you some of their commission. But the thing with ShopBack is you really want to make sure that you're only using it for purchases that you were already going to make anyway, because if you're just browsing the ShopBack app for fun and looking for some great deals and then buying things, you're not really saving money, you're just spending money on something that you were never going to buy anyway. So that's one thing to be mindful of. Only use it for things that you were already going to buy anyway. And I know with every purchase, it doesn't seem like a lot of money. I recently bought a pair of shorts and I got 5.5% cash back, which would equate to roughly $2.50 in cash back if it is approved. But these small purchases honestly add up so much. I've been using ShopBack for a few years now, and I've literally made thousands of dollars in cash back. As you can see here from my account, I've made over $4,000. So this money really does add up over time. You can take out the money that you've earned through ShopBack through PayPal or even to your bank account, so it's literally real money. Or you could also just leave the money in your ShopBack account, and if there's a store that offers ShopBack Pay, you can literally pay for that purchase using the balance in your ShopBack account. I wouldn't always recommend this though, because sometimes there are extra fees if you do want to use ShopBack Pay, so I would recommend transferring it straight into your bank account. Another cool thing that you can do is actually buy gift cards with ShopBack, and then then you can earn cash back on the gift card that you purchased. This is amazing, especially if you're looking to buy an online gift card for someone anyway, and you can earn cash back from it. And if you would like to try ShopBack for yourself, I've got a link in the description below where you can get $20 cash back. And I'll also get a bonus too, so it's a win-win. So let me show you the process of buying something through ShopBack. So I simply search for the brand here, the iconic, and as you can see here, I can get up to 3.5% cash back, and then I do shop online, and there you go. Now my purchases are tracked, and if it is successful, I'm able to earn that cash back in my ShopBack account. And this is what the ShopBack Chrome extension is like to use, and I would highly recommend getting it, especially if you're someone like me that is a bit forgetful and forgets to use ShopBack. It basically reminds you whenever you're on a store to activate ShopBack. So I simply go to a store that I'm looking to buy from, for example, the iconic, and here I basically get a notification to activate ShopBack, and then I click on activate ShopBack. And now whenever I buy something on this screen, it will be tracked and I'll earn some commission through ShopBack. And sometimes the cashback offers through ShopBack are quite juicy. You can get 20% cashback from La Roche-Posay, up to 8% cashback through Rebel, 6% cashback at Dyson, and more. So if you use it quite a lot, the savings are quite meaningful. So the next app is Splitwise. Splitwise is one of those apps that I didn't realize I needed until I started traveling with friends, and now I use it on every single trip. Has this ever happened to you? You're on holiday somewhere and then someone pays for the taxi, and then you get the dinner out, but then someone else pays for the hotel room, and then at the end of the trip you're kind of confused about how much money each person owes? That's one of the moments where friendships get tested. Pablo, my partner, is French, and he also helped me with this script, and he said that there was this saying in French. I'm probably going to butcher this, so I apologize to any native French speakers watching this video. Les bons compis font de le bon ami. This basically translates to good accounts make good friends. It basically means that being clear and fair, especially around money, can really help your friendship. So paying back your friends as soon as possible can really help with your bond and help you maintain those good friendships. And this is why Splitwise is such a game changer. So this is what the Splitwise app is like to use. My last trip was in Barcelona and we had a little group running. So you simply click on add expense and you can put in what you paid for or what your friend paid for. For example, let's say someone paid for a taxi and they spent 20 euros and it was paid by you and you want to split it equally with your friends. Then you can just put it in there and it will basically calculate how much money everyone owes each other. As you can see from my transaction, you can use it for pretty much anything. We used it for a museum, dinner, we used it for drinks, we used it for bars and boats and pretty much everything you can think of. It's also really handy, especially if you are using multiple different currencies. For example, if you're buying things in euros, you can then calculate how much you need to pay someone back in Australian dollars. And it just makes the whole process a lot easier. And the great thing is this app is free. They do have a pro version if you do want extra features, but honestly, the free version is really good for what it is. So I've got a link in the description below if you would like to check it out. So the next app is Perla, which is the investing app that I use. I've been using Perla for the past couple of years and I honestly love it. The thing that I love most about Perla is they have this automated investing feature, and this has been a game changer when it comes to my finances because it basically just runs on autopilot. I don't even have to think about investing because it just happens automatically every month. I also really love that the purpose of Perla was it was built for long-term investors and not really traders, because a lot of investing apps on the market, they're more suited towards traders and they try to get you to make kind of like short-term decisions to make money, whereas Perla focuses on long-term investing and making good long-term financial decisions, which is something that I'm personally aligned with. Full disclosure, I do work with Perla on investing content and sponsored content, but this video in particular isn't sponsored. I wanted to include them because they're an app that I genuinely love using, and I only work with brands that I really believe in, and I just wanted to be upfront with you. So this is how I set up an automation with Perla. I simply go to the automate tab. Here is an automation that I've already set up, which is to invest in VEU and VTS once my balance reaches at least $1,000. And if I want to make a manual investment, I simply click here, ASX Invest. Here I can search for the ETF that I would like to buy, for example, VTS. I click buy, and then I can put in how much I would like to invest, for example, $1,000, and then I simply click on next and then confirm. And if you want to try them for yourself, I've got a link in the description below, or you could use my code Queenie for a $20 credit. So this next app might surprise you. It's actually the calculator app, but not for the reason you might think. I had no idea the iPhone calculator app could do this until I saw this viral video on TikTok, which showed me this really cool hidden feature of the iPhone calculator app. So basically you just go to the calculator and you basically click up here, and then you can click convert. And what this does is it allows you to convert your currency into another currency, or another currency into your currency. So let's say, for example, you're looking at something that's 100 US dollars, you'll know that that's 150 Australian dollars. Or let's say, for example, you want to convert it into euros instead, you can see that 100 euros is 176 Australian dollars. This is really helpful, especially when you're traveling overseas and you're looking to buy something, to always do a sense check of how much that item costs in your home currency. I've told this story a few times, but I have to bring it up again because it honestly shocked me so much. But this year I was actually traveling in Thailand, and my family and I, like Pablo, my daughter Gia, we were all really tired from this really long connecting flight, and we were in the airport. We had about an hour and we just wanted to find some food, and we went to this restaurant which didn't look very fancy, but it looked like pretty nice. I think we only ordered like 3 dishes. We had some pork belly, we had some noodles, and the total came to about 176 Australian dollars. Ouch. I was thinking, how is it possible that this meal is so expensive? It literally was not a very fancy restaurant. The food was good, but it was definitely not worth 176 Australian dollars. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's the kind of price that I would expect to pay at a fine dining restaurant. I was expecting the meal to cost, I don't know, maybe $40, $50, maybe $70 maximum, but $176, no way. It really shocked me. And from that moment on, I've always been using the iPhone calculator whenever I buy something. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter if the place looks really cheap and it doesn't seem that expensive. I always do it because sometimes it can be really difficult to try to calculate how much something costs in your head. And sometimes you're just not that mindful about how much things cost when you are traveling. So I would highly recommend doing this whenever you are traveling, just to make sure that you're not paying a tourist tax. And the good thing about this app too, I mean, I think this is the case, maybe I'll double check. Yes, this is really interesting. So the built-in iPhone calculator app currency converter works offline for basic conversion. So even if you're traveling overseas and you don't have internet yet, it will still work at a basic level. It probably won't give you the most up-to-date currency conversion since you are offline, but at least it will still do the job. So yes, highly recommend using this app, especially if you are planning to travel overseas soon. And the great thing is it's already installed in your phone anyway, if you do have an iPhone. So that's it. Those are the finance apps that I've been using to make my life easier this year, and can help make your life easier too. And write us a comment below with the word noodle in it, just so we know you watched this video all the way through. Thank you. Bye.